A while ago, I upgraded my sewing cutting mat from a 24 by 36 inch mat to a gorgeous 30 by 60 inch cutting mat. It was the absolute perfect cutting mat for cutting out fabric using a projector. It wasn't too wide, and I could reach all the way across the depth of the cutting mat, and it could even fit long pattern pieces like pant patterns. I thought it was the perfect size when using my projector. Now, the only problem was the folding table that I was cutting on, using it and cutting on. It was really low. It wasn't at a height that I wanted, and I was tired of hunching over while sewing, and I really wished I could cut patterns at the perfect height for me. I looked into some height adjustable desks, and I found two problems. They were either not the right size for this gorgeous cutting mat that I just got and I absolutely loved, or they were way out of my budget for a automatic height adjustable table. Well, what if I told you you could build a height adjustable table in a custom size that would be perfect for your sewing room? A cutting table that would make projecting a breeze and not destroy your sewing budget or your back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make one yourself easily and in the perfect desktop size. Let's go get started. Before we dive in, here's what you need. You can grab these at a hardware store or online. You'll need a tabletop, a desktop or butcher block top in a size that you want. You'll also need height adjustable legs, such as an electric sit-stand desk base. The tools you'll need are a screwdriver and measuring tape. This is the height adjustable base that I got off Amazon. It has dual motors for smooth and quiet movement. It can also fit up to 63-inch desktops, which was perfect. I was looking for something at 60 inches. You can use a variety of materials for the top. This one from Amazon is the right size and would work well. But when I initially started building my desk, I didn't find a lot of desktops that were the right size and I decided to go with an unfinished butcher block countertop. It was already the perfect size. I didn't need to cut it or anything, and it looked great. But since it was unfinished, I did need to treat it with varnish before using it. I sprayed on 3 coats, waiting for it to dry, fully in between each coat. And let me tell you, the waiting was tough, but it was definitely worth it because this tabletop turned out beautiful and had the look I was just looking for in my custom sit-stand electric sewing table. Now that the desktop is prepped and ready to go, I started putting together the frame. It was pretty straightforward following the instructions, and I was able to complete it all by myself. With the frame completed, measure and mark where you want the adjustable legs to go on your tabletop. Make sure they're evenly spaced for stability. These legs can be used to adjust the height. So if you need to make the table more level, so I'll be nifty. I think I might actually trade these out for wheels though. Once finished, get a partner to help flip the desk over and place it where you want in your sewing room. I found that on carpet, the legs really hold the table still and didn't move even when I leaned on it while cutting. I adjusted the preset heights how I would like them. One at about my waist for a comfortable cutting, and one setting lower. The lower setting would allow me to lower the table as low as it would go and get a larger projected image if needed. Then I could reset the calibration for that new height of my table and cut out a larger pattern piece. So I had one height set for comfort that I would normally cut, and then if I did have a larger pattern piece, I had that option to go ahead and lower the table down. I could adjust the calibration measurements so that I can cut out a larger image. These are the two heights that I use when I'm cutting out my patterns. And so I've just marked the calibration numbers. I don't have to readjust the corners at all, just the measurements. It will stay square. So this will be my height for 2, and then I gain about 1 inch and a half on vertical by going here. Just might help fit some larger pieces. I don't usually cut the 3, that's just when I'm standing and working on my projects, so I didn't put a calibration number for here. And so then I can just push the button and it goes up to that height, and I can change these measurements so that it matches, because those are the 45 by 24. That is for the height 1 on there, so it will match on height 1. Here's where this table shines. At standing height, it's perfect for cutting fabric with a projector. I don't have to bend over, it's right at my waist height. Now lower it down and I've got a larger image. Now, an optional add-on is a pegboard for tools or side-mounted power strip. And I really like having my pegboard right by my table. I can just reach over the table because it's not too wide, and I can access all of my cutting tools and my rulers. And I also have a power strip right connected on to the table underneath it. I'm also planning on adding wheels to mine so I can easily move it around my sewing room as needed, but that is a total option. This table size is perfect for my sewing room because I really like to have my table all the way up against the wall, and I can reach all the way across the table, creating less wasted space in my room. So paired with a wall or ceiling mounted projector, this is the perfect family relationship, and it's perfect for even those smaller cutting rooms. I've been using this table for about 6 months now, and it's still fabulous. It still looks and feels brand new. And there you have it, a custom built height adjustable sewing table. It makes every part of your project just a little bit easier. Cutting, sewing, and projecting all at the perfect height. My back is already thanking me. This table will help me to create many wonderful projects and in comfort for years to come. It's going to be a long-lasting table. Now, if you're ready to jump on board and build your own, then make sure you check the description below. I've got a list of all the materials I use to create this functional and great sewing table, including the fabulous perfect size cutting mat. And this is especially great for those of you who have a cutting table pushed up against a wall and you want to be able to reach all the way across your sewing table. You're not going to be walking around it. And it's got the perfect mat size and the perfect height for a variety of projects that can be adjusted. And you can even put your sewing machine on this table if you would like to do a sitting or standing sewing machine. And the plug is really easily accessible close by this table too. So I highly recommend it. Make sure to check that description below for a list of all the materials that I've used to create this table. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like and hit that subscribe button for more sewing with a projector projects. And let me know in the comments, what's your dream sewing table setup? See you next time.